up, everybody? It's your girl Sofia, aka Sophie, back here on Sofia's Football Talk to talk about the whole Jadon Sancho situation, Erik Ten Hag, and what's been reported very recently that a shock move for Jadon Sancho to Bayern Munich might happen in January. So let's dive into that. But make sure, of course, you give this video here a big thumbs up if you haven't already, and subscribe as well to the channel. We are on the road to 3K, so let's make that happen, shall we? So, it was only just a few days ago when we ended up losing to Arsenal, of course, away. We should be focusing on what happened on the pitch, but no, it's been off the field situation happening with, of course, the Anthony thing, which I will not dive into. But Sancho won with Erik Ten Hag coming out with, not necessarily coming out with comments, but he was asked why Jadon Sancho was not on the match day squad. Like, he wasn't even on the bench, he didn't travel to London, none of the above. So Erik Ten Hag simply did answer, and it was due to training. Essentially, that was basically the reasoning to why he didn't have Sancho as a part of the team against Arsenal. But Sancho, of course, came out with his thoughts, I believe maybe 20, 40 or so minutes later, with an actual statement. I'm not going to go back and forth with this because you probably, as this been a few days now, you all have heard what's been said. But to paraphrase some of it, he feels like, okay, I get that I haven't been playing. I haven't been picked to be in the squad, but that's not due to training. And, although I do respect the decisions of the training, the coach, staff, yada, 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 I get it. But at the end of the day, there might be other reasons to why, I haven't been picked. And he essentially also feels like he's been a scapegoat, very, very big words to use. So it's definitely been an outrage. It's been a lot of people that might be siding with Sancho in this situation, a lot of people that might be siding with Ten Hag. I personally feel like maybe both of them probably shouldn't really have ended up with, saying anything out loud to the public. Like, I get Ten Hag, but maybe you could have worded it a little bit better. And for Sancho to come out with his statement wasn't necessarily the clever thing to do. So what do we do now? Okay, that's essentially what we need to know. What do we do now? Will Sancho be going? I believe that technically, I think the window for Saudi Arabia transfers are maybe still open. Either way, probably have closed. But the Turkish window to sign for Turkish clubs, they are still open. That will be closing September 15th. So essentially, that's still open. But another maybe scenario could be him still being maybe a part of the squad, but doesn't really play that much. You just put him on the sidelines. I don't know, resolve it, yada, yada, yada. But comes to term that you probably just try to make him sort out the move for him in January. Here's where Bayern Munich comes to play. Manchester Evening News did report, according to Vihayes, pardon me for butchering that, says Bayern are interested in approaching Sancho in January. Earlier reports suggested Saudi Arabia had submitted an offer for the winger. Sancho had his best spell in the Bundesliga with arch rivals Borussia Dortmund before moving, of course, to Man United in the Premier League. We all know how good Sancho was at Dortmund, and he was known and predicted to be such a incredible player. We had such high hopes for him. It hasn't worked out, of course, with his first season being in a whole mess Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got sacked. We had the interim manager Ragni coming in, didn't really work out. It's been a mess, and of course Ten Hag tried to send and Sancho to the mountains is what they say. With it's obviously been some potentially mental health issues, and stuff off the field issues. So I can see and understand some parts with Sancho, but I think it's just a very unfortunate situation. But will Bayern come in? We will see. I mean, as things stands right now, there hasn't really been a full-on type of resolvement just yet. We are in the international break. Sancho hasn't been called up to the England squad, so technically they still have to kind of talk to each other or sort it out. But we have to wait and see. Either way, there's been other reports saying that there has been rumorings, some, I wouldn't necessarily say bad vibes, but there's just been not just Ten Hag, but also parts of the coaching staff being a bit frustrated, maybe with Jadon Sancho over some of the time being, and maybe some teammates as well with stuff that he does on training. I don't know. I don't want to be that person that's going to be, oh, there's an attitude issue. I don't know him personally. I don't know. I really don't know. I've been hearing lots of different reports, lots of different rumors saying, trying to really, not frame him. That might be not necessarily the best wording to use, but paint him in maybe not the best light. Either way, it's, like I said, a very unfortunate situation. I hope it'll be resolved, but I don't know if there's really a point back here. We'll have to wait and see what Ten Hag does and what Sancho does as well. Reports were saying that there could be a disciplinary consequence coming in very soon for Sancho. So hey, either way, I'll definitely keep you guys updated. Hope you guys like this video. I'll be back again soon for other videos and live shows once my what should I say? Once I recover from this bad cold that I had. Either way, like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. See you guys very soon. Bye-bye.